Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Countdown. So, Countdown stars Dolph Ziggler, Kane, and Catherine Isabel, and what this film is about. It's about when this kid is basically kidnapped, and Dolph Ziggler has to try and find this kid within 24 hours before the bomb that's strapped around this kid blows up. So, what did I think of Countdown? Um, it was okay. It's fine. It's a mediocre action movie. I mean, it's just fine. That's the best way I can describe it. It's fine. It's an okay action movie. It's not terrible. It's just, like I said, very mediocre. So yeah. So let's get into my positives, because I do have positives with this movie. And my positives are the acting with the film. The acting is passable. It's passable. It really is. Like, it's nothing great or anything, but it's passable. It'll get you through the movie. I thought Dolph Ziggler was pretty good. He was pretty good for what he was given and everything. You know, he did a pretty good job. For the most part, he was pretty good in the movie. I enjoyed him in the film. Kane was actually the best one out of all of the actors, surprisingly, because I thought he was going to be the worst out of all of them, but no, he was actually the best out of all of them, and I thought he did a really good job. Like I say, he's the best actor in the entire film, so yeah. Catherine Isabel, she was good as well. She did a fine job in the movie as well. She was good for the most part as well, so yeah. The action, surprisingly, the action was really well handled, in my opinion. I thought the action was actually really good, really well filmed, especially for a straight-to-DVD action movie. It actually is pretty well filmed, in my opinion. I think it had some really good action, in my opinion, so yeah. The directing's really good with the film as well. Thought it had some really good directing with it. So yeah, the directing I thought was really good with this movie. And finally, I thought it had some good pacing moments. Like, the pacing was really good at times with the movie, and I thought it moved smoothly, in my opinion. So yeah. So let's get into my negatives, because I do have a lot of negatives with the film. And my negatives are some of the acting isn't that good. Like, there's some really just bland acting in the film. Like, Dolph Ziggler, like I said, Dolph Ziggler is good for the most part in this movie, but there are times that I did think his acting was stiff and really just kind of bland at times. Like, I'm like, yeah, this is really stiff acting, and I just feel like WWE, this is like how Disney Channel, like, if you're a Disney Channel star, you must become a singer, and with WWE, it's like, if you are a WWE superstar, you must become an actor, and I just don't really like that trend. I feel like it's just, let's now put any WWE superstar as an actor. Doesn't always work out, in my opinion, and just Dolph at times I thought had some really stiff acting. Same could go with Catherine Isabel. She had some really stiff acting as well. There were moments where I thought her character was bland as well, and had some really stiff acting at times, so yeah. And the villains were just garbage. They were awful, these villains. These were some terrible, terrible villains, especially for the acting. You know, the product placement, the WWE product placement. Now, I usually do not talk about product placement in films because they don't really bother me. But literally, WWE shamelessly puts their product in the movie. Like, there's this one scene where Dolph Ziggler has to take money to a guy at a WWE event. I'm like, that is some shameless promotion for your company. Like, to put in your own movie, WWE, like, really? Come on now. I felt like none of the characters have any chemistry with each other. None of them had chemistry with each other. Dolph Ziggler had zero chemistry with Catherine Isabel. I noticed that throughout the entire film. Kane and Dolph Ziggler had no chemistry with each other. Just none of these characters had no chemistry with each other whatsoever in this film. The story is very bland, in my opinion. It's just a generic story that just has been done 1,000 times, and it's very bland with this film. The villains, like I said before, some really weak villains. One of the villains looks like if Val Kilmer got hit with a shovel. Like, I'm not kidding you. And just every villain was not good in this film. These were some weak villains. The writing is pretty awful. Like, there's some really bad writing with Countdown. There's some terrible writing with this movie. The pacing, this movie could get really boring at times. And, like, I was, like, bored throughout some of the film. And finally, my last negative is the ending. The ending isn't bad or anything. It's just that these recent WWE Studios movies have the same exact ending. Like, both of the Ms. Marine movies had this ending, 12 Rounds 3 had this ending, and now this one has this ending. If you've seen the recent WWE Studios films, you know what I'm talking about. The only recent one that I can think that didn't have this type of ending was See No Evil 2. That's about it. I just felt like this ending was just the same exact ending we've been getting in these recent WWE Studios films, so yeah. So overall, guys, Countdown is not a terrible film, but at the same time, it's not that good as well. So yeah. So it's time for my official grade on Countdown, and my official grade on Countdown is a C-. It's an okay movie. If you want to check it out, I say go like with a low rental, like the lowest of rentals for this movie. So yeah. So, what do you guys think of Countdown? Leave in the comment section below. I'm WWE Fan 0599, and we'll see you out later. Peace.